The Red Sox start a week in America's heartland tonight in St. Louis and Busch Stadium. The Red Sox carry their first winning streak of 2026 up against the National League Cardinals with left-hander Connolly Early to pitch in game number 1. Great to have you with us, everybody. Welcome aboard. Dave O'Brien alongside my partner for the next week, Will Middlebrooks, and also Jemai Webster in just a couple of moments. Roman Anthony out of the lineup tonight for game 1.
Yeah, nothing to be worried about. He's not hurt, nothing like that. It was a good chance to get him 2 days off, right? Yesterday on the off day, rest the body. Today, not in the lineup, at least to start the game. He's getting his work in, working on the defense, out here taking extra hacks. Good little reset button for him because he hasn't been seeing the ball as well.
Well, Red Sox coming off a series victory, their first of the year, and a couple of guys who contributed to that. Former Cardinals, Wilson Contreras and Sonny Gray.
Yeah, Sonny's been really good. I mean, his last couple starts were solid, at least 6 innings in both of those. And it really came at a time in which this club really needed a win. Plus, how nice is it for this pitching staff just to have somebody with 14 seasons under their belt just to learn from. As far as Contreras goes, my goodness, he's just posting. I think Boston's going to fall absolutely in love with this guy. He plays hard. He's brought this edge and fire to this club that they've been looking for really the last few years. And as a teammate, you really feed off of that. This is a guy who's going to be in the middle of the lineup all season, and he's going to be relied on a lot to drive in runs.
And again, the youngster Connolly Early has made 2 starts without a decision so far, so he gets number 3 tonight as the Red Sox take on yet another National League opponent. It's their 4th in 5 series. It's game number 1 in St. Louis, coming your way next. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Audi. Visit your New England area Audi dealer today. WB Mason. Get free next day business delivery from your local hometown team. By Mass Golf. Become a member today and get a handicap index from the USGA. Sullivan Tire, official tire and auto service of the Red Sox. And by buyatoyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit buyatoyota.com. Beautiful night here in St. Louis, Missouri. Great to have you for game number 1. Connolly Early getting the start. For more on that, let's toss it down to Jemai Webster.
Thank you very much, Dave. That's right. His 3rd start of the season. His first one, he was stretched out a ways. His second one, it was a lot shorter versus San Diego. And Red Sox starters not named Crochet or Gray seem to have a hard time finding a rhythm into this year so far. They will have to be better, and Connolly looks to do that tonight against the St. Louis Cardinals. One thing he has done well is limit the damage against him. No major leaguer has hit the ball out of the ballpark versus him, and as Alex Cora says, it's because of that 6-pitch mix.
The pitch mix is real, and he knows how to use it. You know, when he got to the big leagues last year, of course you're like, especially when he got here, you know, we needed him to pitch well, and he did. And you know, the fastballs, the different types, you know, when to use it, the off-speed pitches. He can fall behind, and he knows that he has the weapons to get back into counts, and that's very important in this league. You know, as you guys know, they want to be ahead in the count. You know, the hitters sometimes they do against him, but he's able to use his fastballs in certain spots to combat that. You know, and the kid, he has a good feel about pitching, and that's something that impressed me. Obviously, there's still a few things that he can do better. You know, keep developing as a pitcher, but you know, we like him here. He earned the right to be a starter for us, and you know, so far he's been solid.
Since his September debut, Early has faced 119 batters and has yet to allow a single home run. One of just 3 in Major League history with a minimum of 100 batters faced to achieve that, along with Mick Abel and Tyler Glasnow. St. Louis, they're stacking the righties tonight. We'll see what happens from the Lou in game 1. But first, more from the studio. We're going back to Boston. Alana and the crew right after this short timeout.
Welcome you back here to the Salem 5 studio. Alana Rizzo in for Tom Kieran alongside Jim Rice and JP Ricciardi. And guys, we're talking about Roman Anthony. The topic of conversation is he's not in the lineup. What is happening? I want to go back, and I want you to discuss this first, JP, because you covered him obviously with the Worcester Sox. You saw a lot of Roman Anthony. This is what he did from the start of last season, the first 12 games in AAA, compared to what he's doing. I don't know that it's fair to compare, but what are you noticing when you look at that?
I think everybody's panicking. It's much ado about nothing right now. He's a really good player who's got a great command of the strike zone. The guys who command the strike zone are the guys who end up being really good hitters. He's going to be fine. I think the problem is the whole team is scuffling, and his is getting magnified.
It's funny, as a 21-year-old, the microscope is on you, Jim Rice, but his ABs the last 2 games against Milwaukee. What did you see?
I came up when I was 21 years old. And I mean, people making a big deal he's only 21, but you have baseball knowledge. You have things to do. You just got to go out there and know yourself, know what you need to work on, and work on. But I was very lucky to have some veterans around, Johnny Pesky, Ted Williams around, Carl Yastrzemski. So I learned to listen to those guys, and I went out and did what I had to do to keep myself in the lineup.
If you take a look at the heat zone in terms of Roman Anthony, of course, all over the place, the batting average you can see there. What would you like to see him do more of?
Just get back to hitting the ball the other way. You know, once you start hitting the ball the other way, then you react to the ball inside. I think sometimes when they panic, and Jim can speak to this more than I can, when they panic, it's when they think about pull, and they forget there's another opposite side. Once you start working that way back, I think you start getting you grounded again. He's going to be fine. I just think everybody's a little bit panicky right now.
All right, slow start. Calm down, folks. It's just a very small sample size. The Roman Empire has not crumbled yet. If you take a look at the Cardinals bullpen, this is a place where the Red Sox can take advantage in terms of the usage going up against this pen. O'Brien, 31 pitches in the last 3 outings. You got to get to them.
Hit mistakes. That's all you got to do. If they throw that pitch, you're not going to do anything. You got to hit mistakes. You got to do some damage mistakes.
Yeah, and a lot of usage early in the season, so it tells you the starters aren't that good either.
Right.
So hopefully it'll get to the starter early tonight and then take it out on the bullpen.
And that starter is Dustin May, the former Red Sox for a very brief period of time. He is now a member of the St. Louis Cardinals. Connolly Early making his 3rd start of the year for the Red Sox. Much better weather this time. The Red Sox, the Redbirds, coming up right after the break.
Nesson is brought to you by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com today. And by Planet Fitness, only $15 a month. So Friday night in St. Louis. Great to have you along. First of 3 games, Red Sox and the Cardinals. Sox have won back-to-back games for the first time in 2026. The offense showing some signs of life in the series wins over Milwaukee. Red Sox are still 23rd in Major League Baseball in runs scored, but some more timely hitting and more patience at the plate, Will. And Red Sox are taking more walks for sure.
Yeah, there for the first, week and a half, a couple series, it felt like there was no approach, no plan at the plate. And then all of a sudden, it's like they clearly sat down and said, hey, this is what we got to do different. So they started taking some pitches, getting themselves in good counts. Boom. Offense wakes up.
Up against the pitcher with a very high ERA in Dustin May. Here's a look at the Red Sox lineup brought to you by Plymouth Rock. Jaron Duran in a leadoff spot tonight, as mentioned. Just an evening off for Roman Anthony. Durbin is in the 2-hole tonight. Masataka Yoshida, the DH. Contreras at first base. He's been an on-base machine as of late. Abreu hitting .383. Trevor Story coming off a string of good RBI games. Marcelo Meyer at second. Narvaez doing the catching, and Rafaela, the center fielder, batting 9th.
Let's take a look at the Cardinals starting pitcher. That's presented by WB Mason. Dustin May, 2 starts, 0-2. You see the ERA, almost 16. He's given up a ton of runs. Everything's getting hard hit. And let's take a look at his arsenal as well while we're here. 4-seamer, 30% of the time. It's getting hit at about .460 batting average against the sweeper. Almost just as bad. So right now, if you're the Red Sox, get something over the plate. There's a lot to hit. Look at the Cardinals defense right here. Ramon Arias will be at 3rd base. Mason Wynn will play short. J.J. Weatherholt will be at 2nd base. Alec Burleson will be over at 1st. In the outfield, left to right, Jose Fermin, Victor Scott II, Jordan Walker, and doing the catching will be Pedro Paez.
Umpires tonight presented by M&T Bank. And it's Bill Miller behind the plate. He's also the crew chief. Brian Walsh at 1st, Chad Fairchild at 2nd, Chad Whitson, the umpire, at 3rd. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP brought to you by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. And the weather quite nice here tonight. The temperature 63 degrees, cloudy skies. They were predicting some rain about a week ago. That is not on the forecast tonight.
0 complaints from us. Anyone who's been in Boston the last week, 0 complaints.
No question about that. This feels more like baseball weather. Red Sox are moving on to Minnesota after this, and we're catching a break there as well weather-wise. Well, here's Dustin May, the right-hander. Former Red Sox. He's 0-2 with a 15.95 ERA. Duran, the first man in. He takes strike one as we get started tonight in St. Louis.
We got to get Duran going, and I think a lot of when you move him into this leadoff spot, I don't know if it's mentality-wise or what, he turns into a different player. So they're hoping this can get him going tonight.
Hitting 182 without a home run. This might be a good park for Duran too, because it's a good triples park.
Yeah, it's you know, it hasn't exactly been the contact. This is the problem. I mean, he's swinging and missing more than anyone in baseball. It's a 46.2 whiff percentage right now.
And a 1-1 from May. He's really been hit around big time. He's been ripped for 13 runs in 7 1/3 innings so far.
Yeah, and going back and watching those starts, especially the one against Detroit, he was just throwing fastballs right down the middle. Either uncompetitive pitches way out of the zone or splitting the plate. And in the big leagues, it doesn't matter how hard you throw, it's going to get hit.
Caleb Durbin on deck, batting in a 2-hole tonight. And a 1-2 from May. And a little ground ball to the right side. Weatherholt up and over to get him. This should be a good defensive team, the St. Louis Cardinals team. Got a lot of good glove men. Got a Gold Glover there is short in win.
Yeah, they like Weatherholt a lot. Obviously, prospect status and what he did coming up, but the bat hasn't exactly gotten going, but he's an on-base machine and a tremendous defender there at second base.
So one man away. Durbin at 111 without a home run. Said he batted out of the 2 spot a handful of times in his career, more frequently in the minor leagues, as he'll look at a strike. And Masa Yoshida on deck. Masa the DH this evening. And May home of the 0-1 pitch. Broken bat, little dribbler. Arias also very good defensively at third. He's also won a Gold Glove. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, that's the thing with this Cardinals defense is they can pick it. They make all the routine plays. They run the bases well. They're fundamentally sound. They're a lot like the Brewers team, where nobody jumps off the page. They're not flashy, but they do the little things right, and that's why they've had a good start to their season.
Masataka Yoshida steps in at 250. Looking for that first home run of 2026. And did he get drilled?
Yeah, that got his back foot.
He did. Got hit on the back foot. So on the very first pitch to Yoshida, he's hit and he'll take his base.
See exactly where, if he got the ankle or the foot. Yeah, right off the top of the toes. That's never fun. I guess Masa's not going to steal second now.
He did not fly up the first base line in his customary way either. But here comes Wilson Contreras. He's getting a nice hand in St. Louis. They get terrific fans here.
They sure do.
And saluting the guy who once wore their uniform. He's hitting 250 with 2 home runs. Threw a bases loaded walk in the 3rd inning on Wednesday against Milwaukee. Also singled, and he's among the league leaders in on-base percentage. Been getting on a ton. His OBP at 434 coming into play tonight.
And that Milwaukee series, he's on base 10 times.
2 down, a swing and a miss, 0-2. Check out tonight's home run odds presented by FanDuel for Yoshida and Contreras. Contreras acquired from the Cardinals back in December. Masataka off the bag at first, and the 0-2 pitch will not be made. He's back in. Dustin May appeared in 6 games for the Red Sox last summer. Went 1-4 with a 5.40 ERA after being acquired from the Dodgers at the trade deadline. And an elbow injury shut him down in September.
Here so far in the first, Dustin May's fastball has actually been decent, right? He's used that 4-seam kind of more up in the zone and the 2-seam to get in on the hands of Durbin. So far he's been all right. Not what we saw in his last 2 starts.
Cut the hair a bit. 1-2 off the plate.
Yeah, it was long. I don't know if long's the word because it's so curly, but he had a lot more sticking out of his hat last year.
That was a full bowl of lettuce a year ago. 2-2, 2 down. Cardinals in their City Connect uniforms tonight. There's 6 or 7 clubs in the majors breaking theirs out on this Friday. And a redhead with a 2-2. And it's in there. He's going to challenge it though. Contreras. ABS challenge.
A little close. Contreras kind of hangs over the plate.
That is strike 3. ABS powered by T-Mobile. And that's the end of the inning. A hit batsman and 1 left. The Cardinal lineup is presented by Xfinity. Westerholt followed by Herrera and Burleson can hit home runs. Walker's hit 5. Arias the third baseman. Wynn an outstanding glove man. Fermin, Pages and Scott against Connolly early. No score after a half inning. Lefty's first one will be ball 1.
Here's a Red Sox starting pitcher. It'll be presented by Toyota.com. Connolly early, coming off a tough one. He had 4 walks in his last one, but still just a 2.89 ERA. Here's a look at his arsenal for the season. Heavy 4-seam usage. Pitch in on these righties. Use that changeup off of that. Get some breaking balls down and in.
Westerholt 244 with a home run. If he gets on, he can run. You mentioned the word tough. That was a tough first challenge for the Red Sox.
We haven't seen one that early like that, right? They started the season. They wasted some. Remember game 2 of the season, Roman in the 3rd inning used their second one. And then feel like, you know, they've kind of dialed it in after that. But that was, yeah, you don't like to see that.
So Red Sox down to 1 the rest of the night. The 1-2 pitch will be a little bit high. Cardinals off to a good start. They're 7-5 despite pretty low expectations. Chaim Bloom is the Cardinals' new chief baseball officer. Taking over one of the blue bloods in Major League Baseball. High fly and a twisting pop to Rafaela in center. Stay down with a catch, 1 gone.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense presented by CarShield. At third base, Caleb Durbin. Trevor Story will be at short. Marcelo Meyer at second. Wilson Contreras will be over at first. In the outfield from left to right, Jarren Duran, Cedon Rafaela, Wilyer Abreu, and Carlos Narvaez will do the catching.
Oliver Marmol is the manager for a team that cut payroll by about $41 million from opening day a year ago. Ivan Herrera will swing, hit a high deep drive down the line. Will it be fair? Off into the corner, and it is a foul ball.
Ooh, off the bat, that looked like that had Big Mac land written all over it, didn't it? It jammed them too. I thought it was going to be way out of here. Obviously, you see how foul it is, but it was actually a lot shorter than it looked like off the bat.
Very high. Catcher from Panama hit 19 last year, so he has a little bit of pop. And Burleson on deck.
What do you think about these City Connects? They don't look that different, you know? It's like they don't really stand out, I guess, like most.
They don't. I've never come into St. Louis and referred to the town as the Lou before. Shot into right center field. It's out for a base hit. So Herrera has the first knock tonight for the Cardinals. A couple of years ago they lost 91 games. Last year they finished in 4th place. So fan interest is not what it has been over many decades. A lot of empty seats last year. That continues tonight. Actually, it's unusual to come in and not see on a Friday night, especially with the Red Sox in town, you know, 43,000 fans doing giveaways and everything else. They're trying their best. Ticket promotions, all sorts of stuff. But there's a lot of empty spaces here.
Yeah, just not used to seeing that here.
Tickets sold down 22% last year. Burleson, little ground ball, backhanded by Contreras, down 2-1, back to first with early covering and will not get him. Going to be safe at first, but another nice pick by Contreras.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by Contreras to get inside the base runner Herrera and make that feed to second base. Herrera was so far inside the baseline, he was several feet onto the grass. I thought maybe the umpire might pick up on that because, I mean, he's way out of his lane. Watch it right here. You can see how far inside he comes right there.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Should be automatically out.
If it affected the throw from Contreras, maybe, you know, but it didn't.
We'll send up Jordan Walker, a talented right fielder. He's already hit 5 home runs. In fact, he's homered in 3 consecutive games. So if they're going to build around one guy, it's going to be this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's been up and down the last couple of years. Not, you know, swing changes, working on approach, trying to find consistency, and so far so good. I mean, anybody not named Ohtani, he's hitting the ball harder than them.
6'6", 270.
How about this? Average exit velocity this year. Average 97.4. He's maxed out at 115. I mean, he's a massive guy. I watched him take batting practice earlier. He just towers over everybody. Got to keep the ball down here if you're Connolly.
Yes. No score first inning. And a 24-year-old lefty with a 1-1 pitch. Walker, first round pick in 2020. So he's one of the young players that they're trying to resuscitate this franchise with. Some of the best bat speed in the major leagues right now, and he'll get time from Bill Miller. Connolly with 39 strikeouts in his first 6 starts of his major league career. Runs the count to 2-2. He's tied with Daisuke Matsuzaka for the most in Red Sox history in his first 6 starts. And pitching on a much warmer and more comfortable night than his last outing back at Fenway. 2-2. And struck him out. There's his 40th. Big K there to get Walker. 1 man left.
Welcome to the Surfside second inning. Still scoreless here in St. Louis. And guys, the Red Sox have had 9 different starting lineups 12 games into this season. And with Roman Anthony sitting to start the game, naturally there's a lot of curiosity behind the thought process with that construction. And I asked Alex Cora about this afternoon, and he said that this is the rotation. So the outfield is Duran, Rafael Abreu with Masataka Yoshida DHing. Anthony, of course, could come off and pinch hit, trying to get the multiple off days potentially, as you talked about, Will. But he said he's beginning to feel more and more comfortable with the way he's going about putting this roster together and using these guys in the game. He said it's been a learning experience, finding a way to maximize the roster and these guys' abilities, but more and more he's getting comfortable with how things have been going along.
Jemai, thank you very much. Base hit ripped into right field by Wilyer Abreu to get started here in the second inning. Red Sox with their first hit. Dustin May brings up Trevor Story. Trevor 151, but with 8 runs batted in at 3 consecutive games where he drove in 2 runs out of that 5 spot. And has the 1 home run as he looks at a strike.
And it's a silly thing for baseball players, but mentally you leave the 2-hole, you go to the 5-hole, and it's almost like just a little bit of pressure melts off, right? You take a little bit off the plate, get jammed, drop one in, all of a sudden you start heating up. You know how hot Trevor could get.
Yeah, there's a little 4-game hitting streak coming into play tonight. Pops this one up, foul off first. Burleson over near his dugout and can't get to that.
You can see all these pitches from May, just middle of the plate, right? These are mistakes. All his pitches, the changeup to Abreu right down the middle, 2 pitches right there, the cutter and the sweeper to Trevor right down Broadway as well. You can see why he's given up some hard contact.
Yeah, quite a bit of it. Marcelo Meyer on deck. Abreu back in. Red Sox coming in 4-8. And they begin the final set of a stretch of 3 consecutive interleague series. I think we're all itching to get into the American League for a nice extended stretch. Yankees playing Tampa Bay tonight, for example.
The Yankees come in right after Marathon Monday, I believe, like the 21st. That's the first AL East matchup.
One and two on Trevor Story. Red Sox 14-14 all time against the Cardinals in the regular season. And of course, these clubs have met in the World Series 4 times. Cardinals won the first 2. Red Sox won the last 2. In 04, in 4 straight, and in 13 in 6 games. Red Sox won that World Series at home at Fenway and fouled away 1-2.
Speaking of the 13 World Series, how about they did me dirty, right? Right before the game, they're playing like iconic moments from Cardinals history,
right.
And it's just boom, obstruction play. Welcome to St. Louis. I was waiting for a camera to be right on my face and throw me up on the board.
To be honest with you, I was too. I was ducking out of the way.
I was trying to slouch in my seat a little bit.
1-2 pitch in there for strike 3. We're going to go back just for you, Will, and take one more look. Flash back to the World Series. This was a crazy play. Pedroia firing home, but the obstruction play. Craig there at third base. He gets up.
Oh, just such a crazy play with that. You know, the throw takes me in the baseline. He slides into my feet and he kind of takes my feet out from me. I think the ball is like on the ground right there. I'm trying to get up and get the ball. He had a flat tire. He had a bad ankle. Tripped right over me. I'm glad we could get that out of the way early.
Yeah, we got that out of the way.
Right,
just
now we
you.
can do the game.
Marcelo Meyer, the batter. You know, remember that ended on obstructions. First time in Major League history that a World Series game ended on obstruction. The very next game, that was Game 3. Game 4 ended on a pickoff.
Yeah, Colton Wong at first base. Koji got him.
Koji got him. Marcelo will check, and it's in there for strike. Hitting 172 with a home run. Bottom line is, it ended in sublime fashion. Not that game, but the World Series did.
Yeah. Thankfully.
May's next one. Pumped in there for a strike. Throwing 98.
Oh, yeah. He's still got 96 to 99 in his back pocket. 2-seamer and a 4-seamer.
Narvaez on deck. No score in the second. There goes the runner. High fly, left center field, hit deep. Scott racing back. He'll get there in the alley to make the catch, and Abreu has to turn tail and head back into first. Marcelo with a good swing on it, but for out number 2.
Yeah, you got to love that swing, especially on a changeup. Another one middle of the plate. He took 2 fastballs for strikes in that at bat. It told me, okay, he's got to be looking for something soft here. He got it, put a good swing on it, just missed hit one in the gap.
Brings up Narvaez out of the 8th spot, hitting 231. No homers, no runs batted in. Narvaez has cooled off with the bat here the last several games. 0 for his last 9.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get back to that. Taking those singles to right, driving the ball to right center. I feel like that's when he's at his best. Keeps him on the off speed.
Abreu on at first, and the 0-1. Grounded back to him, hits him. May will scoop it up and gone and get him. Well, he got drilled in the back there. He's able to recover in time to get the out.
They can hit his hand.
One man is up. They got him on the hand.
Shaking his hand.
Wow. Yes, got him on the hand. 0-0. The bottom of the second inning. May getting a hand up there moments ago.
Yeah, 102 off the bat. It was either hand or face. Got the hand up there. Normally you see guys get hit in the hand, they throw it away because you don't have a good feel for the ball. Goodness, yeah. Initially I thought he got him right in the back, but he got a hand up there.
See how that affects him the rest of the night as Urias gets in against Connolly early, leading off the second.
Well, the way he's been throwing the ball last couple outings, you want him in the game. Right?
Good point. ERA near 16. Urias hitting .250 with a couple of home runs. 31-year-old has been with Baltimore and Houston. Connolly made his home debut against the Padres last week in the Red Sox loss. He had no decision, but he struggled to throw strikes in the very cold weather. Driven deep to center. Cedon back on the run. Leaps up. Can't make the play. Heading into second. Urias will stop there. He winds up with a double. So Cedon on his horse went racing all the way to the warning track. Leaping up there at the fence, but could not haul it in.
I mean, almost a web gem of web gems, right? Full sprint. I mean, face plants into the wall. So many times the outfielders get to the wall and the eyes just leave the ball to see where the wall is, and that might have been the difference where it goes off the glove right there. Almost a tremendous play.
So a man in scoring position brings up Mason Wynn. One more look at the play off the glove.
I mean, this was so close. He's tracking it full speed, and it hits off the heel of the glove, and you got to think maybe that little look towards the wall right before he hit it was the difference.
He's off to a strange start defensively. You know, he lost one in the sun the other day. There were a couple of plays where maybe he didn't take what you consider his perfect route to the ball. Catches he would have made a year ago. And that, as you said, it would have been a sensational catch, but you kind of expect that from him.
Yeah, we're spoiled in the way of if the ball goes up, we just expect them to come down with everything in every situation, against the wall, diving, and just so far a couple of them have been close, but not found the inside of the glove.
3-1 on Wynn. He was the Cardinals' next great defensive shortstop. Won a Gold Glove last year. And the 3-1 from early. And he's going to walk it. So a little trouble brewing here in the bottom of the second. The Cardinals have 2 on and nobody out.
And this Cardinals team, they're just scrappy, right? They don't chase much. They'll take their walks. They'll try to move guys over, play small ball, which they have to. They're not loaded with stars. They have all these younger players, first, second year players, and now there's no veterans here blocking their way, and they're just going to let these guys play. But you can tell fundamentals is #1 on their list.
Well, they've gotten a lot younger. Traded Contreras and Gray, Nolan Arenado, and the All-Star Brendan Donovan. So it's a very different looking roster. Not many that people know. Even in St. Louis, they're still trying to get used to these guys.
Yeah, totally. And you got a guy in Fermin coming up right here. He's 0 for 2 on the season. Just 2 at bats. Because he's just kind of the odd man out, but he gets the start tonight against the lefty.
Playing in left field. First and second, nobody out. And that'll drop in for a strike. Starts him with a slider.
Honestly thought you might see him square around right there. The guy hasn't been playing much. Timing can't be great. He's been on the bench.
And the Cardinals will bunt. And Contreras is creeping in at first, but a line drive and a base hit into left. Urias to third. He'll put on the brakes there as the throw comes in. And the bases are going to be loaded with nobody out for St. Louis.
Yeah, Connolly so far just getting up in the zone with his off speed. The first pitch slider was up there, a hittable pitch. That was the changeup, just not where you want it. When it changeup's up in the zone like that, it is so hittable for these right-handed bats.
So a double, a walk, a base hit, and an early issue for Connolly early. Pedro Pajes, the catcher, will climb in. Right-hand hitter, batting .182. And early gets Ed on a swing and a miss, strike 1.
The command was the problem in his last start. Obviously the 4 walks, but it was also hittable off-speed pitches over the heart of the plate.
Lets that one go for a ball. 1-1. Victor Scott, the center fielder, on deck. So it's Urias at third, Wynn at second, Fermin at first. And And the count 2-1.
A good pitch there. That slider. It just missed. That's why losing that challenge of Contreras early hurts you, because now you don't want to challenge anything, because you want to hold on to that last one as late as possible, because that was a borderline pitch.
It was. Lefties 2-1. Pop foul out of play.
And this is, if it is early in the game, you want to challenge one. This is the situation, right? It's a pitch you really need here with the bases loaded. Big situation in the game already. That's when you want to use it.
Well, a strikeout here would be huge for him. It's a ground ball foul. He did strike out Walker to end the first inning. The Cardinals have actually been one of the better home run teams in all of baseball. They've hit 13 of them, which is 6th in the majors. Last 4 years, their outfielders have hit the fewest in all of the National League. 2-2. And he got it.
Well,
struck him out.
That's a big one right there. Big boy fastball, top of the zone. He showed him the breaking ball down and in. He showed him the changeup. This was the perfect fastball for this count. 2-2. You want it to be borderline, look hittable. You know these hitters are going to be aggressive with the bases loaded. You see the location of this right above the zone, up and in. It looks so good to a hitter, and you just can't get to that.
Sends up Victor Scott, center fielder, 265, no home runs. Left-hand hitter, lefty here, and he'll take ball 1.
Yeah, Scott runs well, so this is one of those, you almost want the infielders to take maybe a step in, just a touch, to make sure they can turn it if it's on the ground, because he can get down the line.
And very fast, really good bunter too. Get the bases loaded here though. 1 down. And a strike. 1-1. A jam for the 24-year-old, trying to free himself here with a man at every base, and it's way outside. 2-1. Connolly very effective in Cincinnati in his first start. He struck out 6 and 5 1/3, only gave up 1 run. Luke foul, back out of play, and 2-2. So he has thrown, as of that one, 20 pitches in this inning.
Well, you never want these high stress innings this early, but here we are. Another 2-2 count, bases loaded. You got to make a pitch right here.
On the way. Fly ball in the left center field, moving over Duran. Arias tagging. Here he comes, and he is going to score as the throw is cut. Scott hit it deep enough, and it's 1-0 the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's just a good piece of hitting by Scott right there. And it was far enough over in the gap in left center where Cedon couldn't get to it to get behind it to make a throw, and Duran had to catch it moving to his left. And if you're moving to your left, you're not going to get enough behind your throw. That's why you see the throw just go into third base, because there was just no chance for him to get behind it, get his momentum behind the throw to make a play at home.
So Arias charging home. He had the leadoff double, top of the order, and Westerhold now. He's 0 for 1, a fly to center. This is the Cardinals' 2025 Minor League Player of the Year, their #1 prospect. Has men at first and second, and 2 gone. He's able to check. He batted .314 at AAA Memphis, was the Texas League MVP last year. He can also run a little bit. Here comes the 1-1. That'll miss. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, it's been a long inning for Connolly.
As this will be pitch number 40 already for him.
Wynn and Fermin get their leads, and no throw to second. This has been an early season issue for Red Sox starters, throwing too many pitches in the first inning or two. And that's off the plate, and it goes to 3-1. Herrera on deck.
Yeah, I know you had the off day yesterday and you're able to reset the pin a little bit, but pitchers not named Crochet and Gray have got to work deeper into games.
Taken all the way, and that's going to be ball 4. In his last start, it was so cold, and he talked about it later. He couldn't get a real good grip on it, but as you said, it's been those two guys, the rest of the rotation, not living up to expectations.
Yeah, and you love what Connolly has and what he showed in his small sample size in the big leagues, and you think there's a bright future there. You got to think at some point Ranger Suarez stuff is going to bounce back to the back of his baseball card and who he is, right? Get his command, get it back down in the zone, and be a little more efficient. And Brian Bayo last year made some strides mentally, physically, with his pitch arsenal, and then in his last start it was just the stuff was really good. He got tons of swing and misses in his last 2 starts, but just too many pitches, too many balls, falling behind too many guys.
Suarez going tomorrow night in game 2. He has an 8.64 ERA, and Bayo has a 9. He'll pitch on Sunday. But right now it's Connolly early in another jam. The bases are reloaded with Cardinals. Ivan Herrera 1 for 1, a base hit. And be careful with this guy's power. That's in there for strike 1. 2 down and a man at every base. Early home with the 0-1.
It's the off speed right now for Connolly. I feel like he just doesn't have feel for his either breaking ball or the changeup right now. He's missing spots. He's leaving it arm side. Seen some uncompetitive ones down. He's not able to land those for strikes. It's going to be an issue.
One and 2 on Herrera. And time's going to be granted by Bill Miller to the hitter Herrera. Cardinals on the board on a sac fly by Victor Scott to bring in Ramon Urias, and the Cardinals have the 1-0 lead. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss to strike him out. So he does limit the damage, but that was a labor of an inning. 1-0 St. Louis.
Spring, the unofficial new year for Tool people. A time to...
Great view from the ground here in St. Louis. Back at Busch Stadium, Will Middlebrooks, Dave O'Brien, and Jemai Webster. 1-0 the Cardinals in front. And Ceddanne Rafaela batting .324.
That's a sneaky .324, right?
It is.
He's got a nice little 5-game hit streak going on.
They'll be followed by Duran and then Durbin against Dustin May. Nice scoop there by Burleson at first base and 1 away. Very smoothly done for the first out.
Sinker in on the hands. Rafa was a little late on this one, pulled the hands in. He did hit it hard. Burleson just made a nice play on it right at him. Ceddanne still just 1 extra base hit this year, just that 1 home run in Houston.
So May gets his first man after that pitching hand knockdown to the comebacker by Narvaez in the 2nd inning.
Well, you don't want a quick inning right here. Connolly just threw 30 pitches top of the 2nd. Or bottom of the 2nd, excuse me.
Duran 0 for 1. He's grounded out to 2nd. You talked about that. A lot of swing and miss with him. 12 strikeouts and 33 at bats. It's more the swing and miss than the overall strikeouts.
Yeah.
So he did strike out 169 times last year.
He's in between right now, right? Late on fastballs, and when you feel that as a hitter, you start to cheat to it, and it makes you chase the fastball up like that, and then obviously expand with the off speed.
0-2 from May, and left it down.
I wonder how much, with all the left-handed hitting outfielders and Yoshida and one of those guys having to be on the bench, how much that's affected him not playing every single day.
Boy, it has to.
It must.
1-2 coming. Good job staying away from that one. Durbin's on deck. I think it's as much as anything what has kept Alex Cora awake at night, trying to figure out how to get all of those guys playing time. What's the right combination? The 2-2. Hard ground ball down to get it. Weatherholt from a knee and throws him out. 2 down. Couple of fine defensive plays on the right side for the Cardinals.
I'll tell you what, you can see right there why they love this kid. He's got so much range. You look at outs above average and range by infielders. He's in the 100th percentile. We're talking best in baseball to this point. Obviously small sample size, but you can see right there the range he has and how quick he gets to those balls.
Caleb Durbin 0 for 1. He's grounded out to third. Red Sox trail 1-0 here in game 1. 3 games here. Tomorrow night is a nationally televised game that'll be on Fox. Rangers Suarez against Kyle Leahy, and then Sunday Bayo goes in the finale, and then the Red Sox move on to Minneapolis. And there for a strike where we were anticipating like 32 degrees and snow. It's going to be anything but. All of a sudden it's going to warm up to about 70, and there may be some rain. And the 0-2 pitch. That'll be off the plate. 1-2.
So far through 3 innings, I've seen the Red Sox take a lot of strikes in the zone from Dustin May, and I know patience has been good for them the last couple of days, but he's in the zone second most in baseball. 54% of the time he's throwing pitches in the zone. Start getting a little more aggressive with them.
Spoiled that one out of play on the 4-seam fastball. Masataka Yoshida on deck. Bases are empty with 2 down and a 1-2. And in there for strike 3. That's all for the Sox. They go quickly here in the 3rd inning. 1, 2, 3. Now Connolly early had a very long 2nd inning. Goes 1 pitch, and he's going to get an out here as Myers up and over to get Burleson. It's a nice way to start the 3rd inning. He needs a fast one.
I was going to say needed that one. He needs about an 8-pitch inning right here.
Time of the DirecTV new era. Jordan Walker's major league career as he comes up to bat for the 2nd time. Well, first couple of years, look at his numbers and look at the improvement this year for the right fielder for the Cardinals. Came in hitting .295 with 5 home runs already. Been a big reason they have gotten out quick 7-5.
OPS over 1,000 through this season.
He struck out in the 1st inning, 0 for 1. His mom graduated from Harvard. His dad graduated from MIT. And Jordan was set to play at Duke before he was drafted in the 1st round. He will line one into right field for a base hit. As he goes to the opposite field, a 1-out single.
Yeah, it looked like he was hunting off speed that entire at bat because he took 2 fastballs for strikes, clearly waiting for either the changeup or a breaking ball. Gets to 0-2. That's not a terrible changeup. You want it off the plate, you know. You want a little swing and miss, or don't want to leave it over the plate for him. A guy that's that hot, but clearly looking soft.
Arias with a double, and he scored their run in the 2nd inning on a sac fly by Scott. Cardinals with 4 hits tonight. Connolly early searching for that first decision. The lefties 1-0. And popped into right center field. That's going to be caught by Rafaela for out number 2.
All 4 of his hits have been off speed. 3 changeups and a curveball. They haven't really done much to his fastball. Up in the zone, he's thrown it past several guys, got some taken strikes. They're clearly out there looking for his off speed.
Mason Wynn, the shortstop, to climb in. Took a walk in the second. And drilled in for strike 1. Well, Cardinals have had some great shortstops, none greater than Ozzie Smith, who won 12 Gold Gloves. But Wynn is a really good defender as well. Won the Gold Glove last year. In fact, set a Cardinal record for fielding percentage at shortstop.
Him and Weather hold up the middle.
The Wizard, 10 of those in a row. I'm old enough to remember when Ozzie was still playing, and he would come out onto the diamond and do a backflip.
Oh, yeah.
And stick the landing
on the old AstroTurf.
Yes.
It was about 120 degrees on the field.
Right. Thrilling way to start a game in St. Louis. Here comes the 1-2 and drills him. Wynn had no place to run and hide on that, so what looked like it had a chance to be a fast inning now has first and second for the Cardinals.
And a little sweeper right here from early. You see the grip, spin, just yanks it glove side right into the shin of Wynn. It's just, once again, the command of the off speed has got to get better for him to be successful. He's hurting right now. Maybe that got a little bit higher than it looked like. Maybe got a little of the knee.
Wynn hobbled. Connolly early had a tough inning last inning. They loaded the bases a couple of times. He limited that with only 1 run, but now a base hit and a hit batsman. Last inning he walked 2, gave up 2 hits. He also gave up a hit in the first inning, so he's had a lot of base runners. Wynn takes his base first and second for Jose Fermin, who singled in that second inning. He's 1 for 1.
Yeah, I feel like they've been late on just about every one of his fastballs. He'll get ahead with it, and then you feel like he goes right to the off speed.
2 on and 2 out. And a strike. 0-2. Fermin gave up on that one. Now he's in the hole. Walker at second. Wynn leads at first. And just a piece of it to hang in.
I love that. Good adjustment by Narvaez, calling the fastball there. You've seen it a couple times. Get 0-2 with the fastball, throw changeup or curveball in there, and he gets hit. Right? If they're not going to show you they can hit the fastball, keep throwing it. At least that one up top can set up something below the zone here if you want to.
Fermin just his 4th at bat of the year. And in there, strike 3. When he's had to, he's come up with some big strikeouts tonight. He will strand 2 more in the 3rd inning. Masataka Yoshida will lead it off against Dustin May. It's the 4th inning, 1-0 St. Louis. Dave O'Brien alongside Will Middlebrooks and Jemai Webster. As the Red Sox begin their 2nd road trip of the year. Spending an awful lot of time in the Midwest, for sure. And the 1-0. Lofted foul down the left field line by Masataka. Yoshida hit by a pitch in the 1st inning, got him on the back foot.
I want to see this lineup get a little more aggressive against May. He's been filling it up.
Contreras on deck, and the 1-1 from the slender right-hander. Yoshida without a home run yet. And a 2-1. Off to the left, but foul. Big ballpark here in St. Louis. 400 to straightaway center field. Plenty of room to roam out there in the gaps.
I remember the first time I came here taking batting practice, I'm just like, okay, I have to hit one at Big Mac Land up there.
2-2. Line shot and a base hit. Jumped all over that. Red Sox have their second hit. This one beginning the 4th inning. StatCast 3D is powered by Google Cloud.
Yeah, this is showing you the pitch locations from May through 3 innings. You see all these pitches over the heart of the plate. This is why he's been getting hurt this season. So many pitches in the heart of the plate. That's why these Red Sox hitters need to get aggressive right now, because he's, I think, 9 of 12 batters, first pitch strikes, 4-seam fastballs have been in there, and you see it. I mean, they're in hittable locations.
Yeah, pretty straight too. Contreras 0 for 1. He struck out first time out. That pops out of the mitt, but no advance by Yoshida. Wilson, by the way, has played 95 career games against the Cardinals. He's hit 15 home runs. Got a man on, nobody out, and in there for a strike.
Like, I know it's 98, but I mean, that's 4-seam right down Broadway.
Abreu next. Red Sox with 2 hits so far tonight. May with a 1-1, and that's pumped in there for a strike as well. 97. One-two pitch will not be made, and Masataka is perfect on the bases. 14 for 14 in his career.
He picks his spots. You know, you can tell he studies it. He picks the guys that are slower to the plate, so it gives him a better chance. Finds breaking ball counts, gives him an even better chance.
Don't have to be the fastest guy in the world to be a good base runner, that's for sure. High fly into right. Walker right there to put that away on number 1. Contreras in his return to St. Louis 0 for 2 tonight. His teammates were wearing his number in batting practice tonight.
They had it was Bowser from Mario on there. I guess I don't know who started that nickname, or they think he looks like him or what, but they had number 40 on the back. This was a perfect day to debut the shirt.
The hairstyles match.
Yeah.
Wilyer Abreu 1 for 1 with a base hit, and attack mode fouls it away.
Well, that's just it, guys. It's his nickname, and it was given to him here. And Trevor Story called him Bowser during spring training, and he had no idea what the reference was. But then he looked it up himself. He said, oh, I kind of like it a little bit. So he got the shirts made with his number on the back and has everybody wearing them. But Bowser is his nickname, and it sticks.
Sticking tonight. Base hit into right center field toward the gap. Yoshida taking the turn. He's on his way to third. Throw comes into second. And the Red Sox have something brewing here. First and third. Another hot smash by Wilyer Abreu, who's 2 for 2.
I mean, how dialed in is he? He's just so balanced right now. It doesn't matter if it's fastball, cutter, breaking ball. He had a changeup in his first at bat that was smoked, and then this was a fastball top of the zone, goes up and gets this one. Just can't really get much past him right now.
107.4 off the bat.
That'll do.
And now Trevor Story, who struck out in the second, 0 for 1. Trying to run his inning streak to 5 in a row. First and third, and 1 gone as the Red Sox trail 1-0 in the 4th inning.
May's going to try to lean on that sinker arm side, try to jam Story here. He wants a ground ball. You're going to see a lot of sinkers and sweepers in this at bat.
Yoshida at third, Abreu at first. The 1-0. And a little foul ball at home plate.
He's still got some good movement on that sinker. Obviously, command is his issue with it. But you remember the Dodger days when he was just filthy. He was sitting 100 miles an hour. He had tons of movement, huge sweeper. And then obviously the injuries that piled up and things he dealt with over a couple of years. And the command has kind of fallen off since then.
It is 1-1 to Story. You come into a game with a 5.95 ERA. You've been hit hard. Gave up 7 to Detroit in 3 1/3.
First pitch he threw in that game was a line drive right back off of his foot. They were all over him from the jump.
Two on and 1 out for the Red Sox, and the 1-2 pitch. Lunging at that, flicked it foul. Four-seamer 98.
He's got Trevor thinking about that sinker, and he goes with the four-seam there, still staying with the fastball. I feel like he's just trying to set up a sweeper down and away, try to finish him. Oof, that's nasty. That was a good one right there. You can see the side-to-side movement, the uncomfortable swing from Trevor. Obviously, it's 2 strikes. He's just trying to protect, but that thing is just taking off arm side right now. Look at this thing. Starts over the plate and just heads towards Trevor's back thigh.
Back in safely, Abreu. Yoshida holding at third. Marcelo Meyer would hit next. Story leading the ball club with 8 runs batted in. We're going to add on here. Little ground ball, weakly hit. Win up with it into second for an out there on to first. Not in time as a run scores. And it was thrown away, so Trevor Story will advance down to second.
Hey, that'll do, right? Just grind out the at-bat. He fouled off some really tough pitches. He actually chased out of the zone a lot in that at-bat. But he puts it in play. It's not hit hard enough to be a double play, and it works out. Get that tie and run in. See here, sweeper way off the plate, reaches out, just touches it. With Trevor's speed, no chance of turning that. And see Moss is scoring.
Mr. Hole with a bad throw. Burleson had no shot at that. So that'll send up Marcelo Meyer. Ground ball yanked down the line. Knocked down by Burleson. Story into third. And Marcelo Meyer will be safe at first. Burleson with a heck of a play just to make sure that didn't go down the line. In a 1-1 game there on the corners.
Good swing by Marcelo. Hit that. I thought it was going to get down the line off the bat. I'm thinking, all right, taking the lead here. See Burleson, big boy, makes a nice play, dives into foul territory just to knock it down. I mean, he saved the run. I thought Trevor was still going to try him had it bounced a little further away, but got to it quick.
So the Red Sox have their 3rd hit in the inning against May. 1st and 3rd for Carlos Narvaez. And getting some good swings here in the 4th.
That's one thing with Pete Fatsi, the hitting coach. You see it. You saw it a lot last year. Starting to see it here in this season. Second time through the lineup, second time seeing a pitcher, they make adjustments. Right, and you're seeing guys be a little more aggressive early in counts, knowing how much May is in the strike zone.
Well, Narvaez hit a sharp comebacker off May's pitching hand in his only at bat back in the 2nd inning. Runner takes off Meyer. Here's the throw down to second. He's going to put on the brakes. Here comes Story coming home. The throw will not get him. He is in.
Love that.
And the Red Sox very aggressive on the bases. Take a 2-1 lead.
Oh, you love that. That is just smart base run. It's a play you can put on where Marcelo goes. He's not trying to get to second base. If the throw goes through to the infielder all the way to second base, he is told to shut it down. You see him stop right there, so they can't tag him out. Run scores, take the lead 2-1. That is great baseball, great IQ.
Story still with that ability to churn home. Meyer winds up with a stolen base at second. They both do, in fact. Wynn will gobble it up at short and gun to get it. So the Red Sox technically with a steal of home there. Double steal on that play. Some good baseball, as you mentioned. 2-1 Red Sox.
Tomorrow on Dining Playbook, go inside one of Boston's iconic landmarks, the Newberry, Boston, where nearly a century of history meets modern luxury. Tune in tomorrow morning at 9 only on NESN and streaming on NESN 360, presented by your New England Chevy dealers.
The Red Sox get real aggressive and an intelligent base running play. Story winds up with a theft of home as Marcelo Meyer steals second after slamming on the brakes there, allowing Story to break, forcing what would have to be an outstanding throw, and well, Cardinals did not execute. So Red Sox lead at 2-1.
Yeah, it's just a baseball-y play, high IQ baseball play, but the Cardinals manager has to know that that's an option, right? With the speed of Trevor Story at third base, you give the catcher the first and third sign, tell him you're either going to throw down, you're going to eat it, you're going to hold it, or you're going to pump fake. And he gave the throw down sign.
Very well executed by the Red Sox. Pedro Pages 0 for 1. He fanned in the second. Hits are even at 4. Connolly early could really benefit from a very brisk inning. After 2 long ones back to back in the second and the third. Steals of home since 2000. And tonight Trevor Story fouled out of play.
I love seeing Saltalamacchia and Napoli on that list. 2 clear burners, right? Like,
yeah.
Not the guys you think. Oh man, remember Ryan Kalish? Oh boy, could he play ball. So injuries ate him up.
Shane Victorino on that list.
Travis Shaw, another one you don't expect to see.
Never in a million. 3-2. So it's not always the burners that wind up on that list.
Smart ball players taking advantage of a situation.
Well, early goes to 3-2 on the number 8 hitter. Fouled out of play. So he's already up to 65 pitches.
He liked a relatively quick one here, so he can still get through the 5th.
Chopped toward third, right near the bag. Durbin skipped it over there and made the play for out number 1.
I'll tell you what, some of the best third basemen that I played with and played around would use the ground like that. It's a long throw on the run, especially when you're coming over the bag that far away from first base. It's almost easier sometimes to just throw it into the ground and hop it over there. Sometimes you try to put a little extra on it. It can really sail on you when you're on the run right there. That's just a really, really nice play.
One down brings up the number 9 hitter Scott, who drove in a run with a sac fly in the second inning. Ian Bloom is the Cardinals' new chief baseball officer.
Didn't see him today.
Nope.
He said he was laying low today. Well, maybe we'll see him tomorrow. Get it? First day we're here. We don't want to make a scene.
Right. Red Sox in town. 2 fouled away. But he is here in present. Here's Hyman. Trying to rebuild it here. Get the Cardinals back to what folks in this part of the country are used to seeing, which is a very competitive World Series kind of team. 0-2. A little topper. Contreras will have no play.
No chance.
Scott will beat it. He is safe at first. He is too quick up that line. A little bit more on old friend Chaim Bloom. Spent 15 seasons in a Rays organization before coming to the Red Sox. Reaching the ALCS in 2021 with Boston. Got a lot of young players. We'll see if they pan out. Here's one of them. Weatherholt has flied out. He's also taken ball 4. 5 hits now for the Cardinals. One man away and in it for a strike. I mentioned that Chaim and the Cardinals have cut their payroll by about $41 million from a year ago. So it's sitting at about $100 million. Early's 1-1. Weaved right through that one.
Yeah, if the Cardinals have a losing season this year after having won last year, it'll be the first time they've had back-to-back losing seasons since 1958 and 59.
About that. Yeah.
I would have never guessed they hadn't had one.
Gotten a little used to winning. 1-2 pitch from the left-hander. It feels like here in St. Louis, I mean, it's the same in New England with the Red Sox, but fans in this part of the country build their summer around coming to see the Cardinals play here from many states in this region. Right now they're kind of staying away. 2-2 fouled away. Like they're looking for a reason to start coming back to the ballpark again and the kind of numbers we're used to seeing here.
Well, you're just so used to seeing all the superstars on their roster through the years. You think the early 2000s, early 2010s, Pujols, those guys, and Yadier Molina, Arenado. You can go back even further with just like the McGuires and, you know, Wainwrights. And every year there were stars on their team, and this is their version of a rebuild, and that's tough for a baseball city like this. But they do have some really good young players. I'll give them that.
2-2. Runner goes. Ground ball to first, and a fair ball picked off by Contreras. Nice play. Gets the out at first. Down to second goes Scott. Another good solid play by Contreras.
It's so true. It's nice to have consistency at first base defensively. I just love how he keeps everything in front of him. I mean, he almost tackles balls right at him. You feel confident that if he might not glove everything, but he's going to keep it in front and make a play.
Former catcher with great hands. Herrera is 1 for 2 with a base hit. Tying run at second now for the Cardinals. Ivan Herrera. He's actually been the best in the business in challenges, ABS challenges. He's had 4 of them, which has gone his way. He's tied with Schwarber for #1 in the big leagues in that category. Red Sox 2, the Cardinals 1 in the bottom of the 4th, but a man at second.
Victor Scott out there on second base kind of has that look to him. He keeps inching off more and more. Has that look in his eye like he wants to go. It's just rarely you see base runners trying to steal third base with 2 outs.
2-1 coming. Fouled off. They'll do it again. So early up to 80 pitches here in the 4th inning. Scott a real flyer. Two and two down. Three and two. Kelly up in the bullpen. Zach Kelly getting going.
We're hoping for a quick inning here from early, and it's just a lot of 5, 6, 7 pitch at bats.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. So once again he fans the last man in the inning. He's done that in all 4 innings tonight. Inning 5 powered by Salem 5 Bank. Red Sox still on top of the Cardinals 2-1. As Cedon Rafaela leads off the inning. Broke his bat, popped it up. The second baseman Weatherholt will run that down on the infield. A cap flying. That is going to be out #1 for the Sox. Top of the order, and Duran is next. Thomas Sajaci is the new shortstop. It was after Wynn got drilled on the shin, so he has left the game.
Another 24-year-old. They're now the youngest roster in baseball, averaging about 26 and a half years old.
And celebrating his 24th today. Top of the order in Durant, 0 for 2 for Jaron tonight. He's grounded out to second base each time. Another broken bat popped up, and the third baseman Urias coming over to make the play. A couple of weak pops here on the infield, and 2 fast outs.
You can see the approach change. These guys going up there hacking early after all the strikes first pitch. First couple times through the lineup, but May actually staying out of the middle plate here so far. Those are 2 good sinkers. A little late movement breaking the bats.
Durbin next, 0 for 2. He's grounded to third, and he has fanned. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Red Sox, a run on 5 hits for the Cardinals. They have left 7. Home plate umpire Bill Miller talking with the pitcher. Came out in front of home plate there.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that's about. It was odd.
Seem to be referencing the catcher Pajes as well. Here comes the 1-0. And pumped in for a strike. 1-1. Masataka Yoshida on deck. Kelly still firing away in the Red Sox bullpen.
If he's throwing down there right now, that means he's coming in this game most likely. He's hoping to get a little more out of Connolly.
It's been a big problem for the Red Sox out of the gate. Here comes the 2-1. Hard hit, a diving play. So JC will hang on and make the catch. That winds up a 6-pitch inning for May. Gets some good defense. Bottom of the 5th inning here in St. Louis. Red Sox leading the Cardinals 2-1 in game 1.
Let's look at this arsenal presented by your New England area Audi dealers. There's that strike percentage tonight. He's been in the zone, but he's prolonging at bats. Right? I thought the fastball has been really good. The fastball's been missing bats. He's had good command with that. I'd like to see a little better command with those breaking pitches. I think that's been the biggest difference for him.
Again, Kelly still working in that bullpen. You got Burleson, Walker, and Urias due up here.
Yeah, I think this is Connolly's last guy. I think you're going to see Kelly come in for Walker.
And a 2-1. High pop up into center. Cedon coming in. And we'll put that away. And here comes Cora, as you suspected. Red Sox manager to make a change on the hill, and that is a short outing for early. Second inning in particular really labored a bit more in the 3rd inning, and that cost him a longer outing tonight.
Yeah, it was just the command. I mean, you saw him miss on both sides of the plate. I thought the fastball command was solid, but he'd get ahead with that. He'd go the off-speed miss. He'd leave a couple over the plate. He kept fighting. I mean, bend but don't break. He only gave up 1 run. You had the bases loaded early with no outs and just gave up 1 in that inning.
So he winds up going 4 1/3. We'll take the break. Kelly coming on in relief.
Nothing outshines a blue moon.
Time now to the Ford.com/local call to the bullpen. That'll be Zach Kelly coming on. Entered the game on Tuesday against Milwaukee with 1 out, the bases loaded. Gave up 1 run. So far has looked pretty good out of that pen, a .338 earned run average. Bases empty for him, and Walker the batter. Tried to hold up. They do appeal, and he did not swing the bat.
Well, with Slayton down, you're going to see Kelly get some more leverage situations and some of the big bats. This is the guy circled on their lineup. So they want him to come in and get this guy.
Line into left field softly, but down for a base hit. So Walker with his second knock in this one. He is 2 for 3. And a 1-out hit in front of Ramon Urias, who doubled and scored back in the second inning.
And that wasn't a bad pitch. I mean, that's a sinker about a foot off the plate inside. Walker chased it in there. Big strong guy dumped it in. Still got a hit.
He's aboard with 1 down. High and tight to knock him back. He is finding a safe landing spot there on ball 1.
Well, Kelly is an uncomfortable at bat because he does have upper 90s in his back pocket when he wants it. It's 96 sinking up there around about where you could smell it.
In for a strike. Realize Connolly early still has not allowed a home run in his major league career.
One of 3 guys going back all the way to September 9th of last year.
.140 batters and no home runs. 2-1. Walker with the lead at first. Another one inside.
Kelly got a little frustrated after that one. Kind of yelled at himself. Losing that 2-seamer arm side. That's a couple now. There was a couple into Walker as well.
He's gone to 3-1.
Notice how important it is to command that sinker so his other stuff can play.
So JC on deck. Kelly trying to put away Urias here, and time granted.
And all 4-seamers. Well, he had 1 sinker, but a lot of cutters here, and you got to see that big sweeper.
Will he break it out here on 3-2? Runner goes, and it's going to be ball 4. So he walks Urias. That'll put runners at first and second, 1 out. And the birthday boy Thomas Saggese about to dig in. Batting in Wynn's spot. Wynn was hit by a pitch and took a walk. Reason he's out of the game is he got drilled on the shin. Hard hit, base hit in the left in the very first pitch. Walker rounding. Durant firing home. They let it come through, and he is in to score. And this game is tied 2-2. So Saggese's been in the game about 7 minutes. He's already made a diving catch and ripped an RBI base hit.
Yeah, a sinker here from Kelly. Another one on the inner corner. Not over the heart of the plate, but clearly Saggese looking for that pitch. Durant was playing really deep in left field. So there's really no chance of getting Walker at home. As they tie this thing up.
Well, 3 consecutive base runners. That brings up Fermin, the left fielder. He's got 1 for 2 with a single. It's Urias and Saggese, the base runners, as he will look at a strike. So Kelly coming on, and 3 straight men have reached a single, a walk, and a single. And a 2-2 game in the 5th.
Felt like Zach Kelly was starting to really gain the trust of Alex Cora, right, and get some opportunities in some bigger spots, which he's already seen this year since getting recalled up here to Boston, to the big league team. And the last thing he wants to do is have a fall apart inning once he's already started to build that trust. 0-2 here, make a pitch or one pitch away from getting out of it.
Consistency is the separator always. The 0-2 pitch is outside. That's what he's trying to be.
And it's never been a question of the stuff, right? He's had filthy, right, upper 90s, mid to upper 90s, good movement on the sinker, cutter, sweeper, good changeup. It's consistency, being able to land his off speed and throw strikes.
2 on, a lunging little pop-up foul out of play. Red Sox here in St. Louis for 3. And Minnesota for 3. When the Sox come home, it's going to be against the Tigers and the Yankees. Tigers having their own problems. They're 4-9. Kelly's 1-2. Yankees at 8-4, leading the division. Dodgers sailing along. They're 9-3, best record in baseball. Seattle has dropped 5 straight. That one's going to get by. Runners will move up to second and third.
And all of a sudden your double plays not in order anymore. That's just a 4-seam fastball. That should be the one pitch you have the most command of. He just gets around it and yanks it big time. Trying to keep this game where it's at. Now it's a single away from them picking up 2 more runs.
3-2 on Fermin, infield in. Samaniego, the lefty, working in the bullpen. 3-2. That one ripped into left field, driving back Duran to make the catch. Tagging up Arias. He will scoot on home. And the Cardinals have taken the lead 3-2. 2 runs here against Kelly.
Should be 2 outs, first and second still in a tie ball game, but that pass ball was a killer, right? He moved those runners up. The sinker, middle of the plate.
Ball has the catcher is 0 for 2. He has whiffed and he's grounded out. A man at second. And both of the runs in the inning charged to Zach Kelly. And a 1-0, a high pop into left. Duran was very deep. Long run still coming. He gets there to make the catch and retire the side. But the Cardinals are on top at the end of 5, 3-2.
Values our founders shared. USAA.
It's the top of the 6th inning in St. Louis. The Red Sox are looking up at the Cardinals here 3-2. Dustin May, who's really been knocked around, coming into play tonight 0-2 with a 15.95 ERA. Has held the Red Sox to 2 runs on 4 hits thus far. One of those runs scored on a steal at home by Trevor Story. Red Sox have not exactly torn the cover off it against him.
Just 4 hits. Been some hard hit balls, but we're expecting a lot more.
Yoshida's been hit by a pitch and he has singled. He scored a run. The 1-1. And a ground ball, rather weakly hit. Sajasi on target. 1 away in the 6th inning. Let's toss it down to Jemai Webster.
Well, Dave, we saw Wilson Contreras make his return to St. Louis after being traded to Boston. He had a no trade clause, but waived it to facilitate that trade. While he was here, though, he knew that there was a rebuild going on. He said that he wanted to be a part of it, but says a great deal was made for both sides. Contreras mentioned that he got the call from Chaim Bloom, and right after examining the Red Sox minor league system, then the major league roster, says he liked it. But as far as the memories here, he says they're vast, guys, and Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol said before the game that before Wilson came here, it was easy to hate him, he said, because of how he plays and gets guys fired up. But now he couldn't, because he says he knows him too well. Wilson says they love each other. He's got a lot of friends on the other side. He was excited about coming back.
One of those guys, you really like him when he's on your team.
I was just about to say that.
1-0 and a fastball downstairs.
Yeah, he's fiery. He's got an edge about him. So got front row seat a couple days ago when Milwaukee hit him in Game 1. And you're like, all right, there it is. They've been searching for that on this roster.
On the night, he has struck out and fly to right, 0 for 2.
I like watching him during BP just because he puts a lot of focus on his defense. Obviously, you see the results and he makes all the plays. But for a guy who you think of like a hitter, he puts so much work into his defense.
Here's the 3-0. Well, we knew he was a good defender. He's better than I thought he was. He's made more plays going to his right and his left. 3-1, including one tonight. Made a dandy of a play. He's actually made 2 over there at first, but one in particular on a hot shot right up the line. Made a sliding stab on it. Full count on him. Abreu on deck. Red Sox try to jump start the offense. And a payoff pitch. Past him. 87 to strike him out. 2 up, 2 down.
Tomorrow, the Fleet hosts the Montreal Victoire at TD Garden. Tune in tomorrow at 7, only on NESN, and streaming on NESN 360, presented by Bauer Hockey.
The beat goes on for Wilyer Abreu, 2 for 2 tonight. With a pair of singles. So far, not getting a lot of help. But up to 408.
It's loud too. It's not jam shots, you know, bloopers. I mean, they're rockets.
He'll pop this one up. And for me, it's going to be a second consecutive very fast inning. So JC will put it away. 11 pitches in this frame as the Red Sox go in order. Carlos Samaniego, the left-hander who made his major league debut the other day and was impressive, striking out 3 of the 4 men he faced in the 8th inning. Will take over. The Red Sox down 3-2.
He's been good. I mean, I liked his fastball. It's his 2-seamer is what got my attention. It's got some life to it. Where was that?
Taking on the bottom of the order, Scott, and then Weatherholt and Herrera for the Cardinals. And pumped it for strike.
Well, you're hoping his family and friends could make it to this one. He got called up the morning of on his debut, and it could be them. Seem interested. Samaniego fans. That's got to be such a special moment.
I think when you're praying in the stands,
it's got to be, right? It's got to be.
He goes to 3-1 on Scott and dribbled foul. We're seeing a bunch of major league debuts here in the early part of the schedule. And the 3-2 on the way. And he's going to walk him. Scott is on with him. Very good speed. Leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the 6th inning for St. Louis, and the top of the order in Weatherholt next. He's gone 0 for 2 with a walk.
Yeah, you said it. Scott can roll. Even with the lefty on the mound, he might test it.
Ground ball, pull foul. Weatherholt is flied out, walked, and he's also grounded out to first tonight. Cardinals with a run in the second. Red Sox took a 2-1 lead in the fourth. Cardinals just got 2 in the fifth. Thought about it, but he held off that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. The attendance tonight here at Busch Stadium, 27,125. It's just about what they've been averaging.
Place holds 45, so it does look empty.
And he'll miss away. Falls by a 3-1. Just so unusual to come in here and not see it packed on a Friday night. It's the state of the Cardinals the last few years, where they haven't had that uber competitive club they're used to. Attendance down last year. For the first time since 1980, they ranked in the bottom half in average daily attendance.
What was it, a million less tickets sold last year?
That's right. Down about 22%. Scott with the lead at first, and that's going to be in there for a strike. 3-2. Weissert up in the pen. Got a piece of it to hang in there.
It's a good sinker there. Got himself back in this count. Speed at the plate, speed on the bases. Gonna have to be the perfect ball if you want to turn 2 on these guys.
And a 3-2 to the leadoff hitter. Walked him. So he's walked the first 2 men in the 6th inning with the Red Sox down by a run. In front of Ivan Herrera. There's good power. For a limited time, Rodenheiser is offering an early season comprehensive AC system check for only $89. Schedule yours where available. Herrera tonight with a base hit. He's also punched out twice. Fouled back for strike 1.
Well, they need him to find it here. He's got to find the command, because they need the lefty arm in for Burleson, because it's a big time split. Burleson hits over 300 against righties, under 200 against lefties. He's in there to see him. Absolutely.
Well, man at the plate really pounded on lefties last year. Herrera hit .330, 9 home runs against left-handed pitching. And the 1-1. That's a strike.
You're going to challenge that.
Challenged by the hitter. And that is a strike.
Smith's got the corner. Perfect pitch.
Two on and outside.
Strikeout here would be massive. Not just for the inning, but for his confidence, because 2 walks in a row, you start doubting yourself out there.
2-2. He'll foul it off at home plate. They'll do it again. Herrera hit 19 home runs last year, so he's a catcher with good power. The first time, by the way, he had missed on a challenge this year after 4 successive ones, and a swing and a miss that ties him up. Down he goes, strike 3.
That was a good one there, and you said it, OB. Herrera was good against lefties. A lot of power against them. He made some good changeups. Even better sweeper here with 2 strikes, as this one heads towards that back foot and he swings right over the top of it. Now you get this left-on-left matchup. Hopes to get a ball on the ground.
Burleson has gone 0 for 3. 1 down, 2 on. And ball 1. Samaniego getting a big K. Something Connolly early was able to do throughout his start. Sort of punctuate an inning with a strikeout when he was in trouble. And the 1-0. That is in there for a called strike. Back-to-back walks, then a K. A high fly golfed into deep center. Cedon backing up to the wall. He is there to make the catch. Runner will tag from second and advance into third. Cedon getting all the way to the base of the fence. 2 down.
Held my breath a little on that one. Yeah, sweeper. It was actually down below the strike zone. It was down. Burleson goes down and gets it off the bat. I'm going, oh no. You see Cedon turn his back and run that quick. You're thinking, oh man, no way. Right against the wall. Finds the glove.
So that'll be the last pitch the lefty throws tonight. We've got another pitching change. Here comes Weissert. More in a moment. CBS is proud to be part of Red Sox Nation and all the communities we call home, delivering trusted care, everyday essentials, and support that goes beyond a prescription. You can learn more at CBS.com. Weissert will inherit runners at first and third. And about to take on one of the toughest hitters in their lineup, Jordan Walker, who has 2 hits tonight. Certainly the most powerful hitter in their lineup with 5 home runs. Ground ball to the right side. Back it up Meyer to get a good hop, and he throws him out. Weissert throws 1 pitch, gets out of that. It remains a 3-2 game at the end of 6. 7th inning, the bullpens have it. Here in St. Louis in game 1, Cardinals ahead of the Sox 3-2 as Trevor Story will lead it off against Ryan Stanek, who was born in St. Louis. Named after the late Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg.
Most people remember him from his 3 years he spent in Houston. He was a big part of that bullpen. Made a lot of appearances for them in the postseason.
Yep, 1 World Series there. On the night, Trevor Story has struck out. He's also reached on a fielder's choice. Wound up at third as part of a double steal and stole home. On some nifty base running by Marcelo Meyer as well. One of just 2 runs for the Red Sox, though, to this point. And the 0-2 from the righty. Yanked to third. And a backhander by Urias. A high throw. Safe at first.
Oh, that's close.
Pulled him off the bag. And Trevor Story ruled safe at first. Let's see if St. Louis challenges, and they will.
Initially, I thought his foot got down.
And Bill Miller announcing to the fans here at Busch Stadium that this will be challenged. Take a look.
Burleson didn't have to go up very high for it. Yeah. He barely came off. Did he get down in time? I thought he did. Let's see. Showing on the big board here. That's close. Is it enough to overturn it, you think, Obi? It looks like he got his foot down.
Yeah, gonna call him out. So the Cardinals challenge the play, and they get the call overturned. That's out number 1. Goes into the books as a 5-3, and will bring up Marcelo Meyer. Marcelo 1 for 2 with a single and a stolen base tonight.
Stanek's got a good split finger. He likes to use the lefties. I don't know about the fastball. He averages 98 on his heater.
certainly a member in good standing of the good hair team.
The lettuce. He's got good lettuce.
High pop up on the infield right side. First baseman Burleson will put that away. Red Sox last few innings going down meekly. Not hitting the ball hard.
Yeah, I think they're going to be disappointed what they did against May.
Yeah,
because I mean, he was laying some in there, middle of the plate, and just not finding a ton of hard contact.
2 fast outs. Red Sox have been retired 9 straight. Narvaez 0 for 2. He's grounded out and grounded out again. Red Sox have been held to 4 hits. One ball, 1 strike. Game 2 coming up tomorrow night. That'll be a Fox broadcast. So the national exclusive, and Ranger Suarez trying to change his fortunes at 7:15. Goes in 0-1 with an 864.
Yeah, he's absolutely got to have a good one. Has to.
What's your take on his issues to this point?
I mean, it's all command. I mean, he's such a finesse guy, right? He doesn't have power stuff. He's in the low 90s with his fastball. He likes to sink it, cut it, throw the change up off of that. And he's always lived between the edge of the plate and the chalk line of the batter's box. And you wonder if the ABS has anything at all to do with that. If maybe hitters think, okay, I can be a little more patient with him, right? Make him throw something over the plate. Maybe him knowing he's not going to get as many of those calls, leaving the ball over the plate a little too much.
Cut on and miss. Strike 3. Big fastball there at 99, and the Red Sox are done 1-2-3. Red Sox baseball on us is brought to you by Mass General Brigham Heart and Vascular Institute, bringing advanced care to patients facing complex heart conditions, and powered by Salem. Natural lineup, make your move. Red Sox sweeping these Cardinals in the 04 World Series to break the 86-year-old curse. I was fortunate enough to be here that night, able to broadcast that incredible moment. I left the ballpark, got on the phone with my brothers immediately right outside the ballpark, and I'm going to tell you, a couple of tears were shed.
Oh, I bet.
You know?
I bet.
That story, people on the phone all over the world, Red Sox fans, after that finally happened with their loved ones. Arias to lead things off here in the 7th. In a tight one in game 1. He has doubled and scored and walked and scored. Foul tip to the mid.
Well, it's been an odd start to the season for Greg Weissert. He's got a really high strikeout rate. It's like he's been striking out guys or giving up homers so far in this one.
Popped up along the right field line. Abreu with a lengthy romp near that netting, and it's off out of his range.
Weissert, he's got to stay out of the middle of the plate. I feel like so often, you know, he's got the fastball, it's got some movement, he's got the big sweeper, but so often you look in that strike zone and a lot of pitches are center cut. You just can't live there.
Gave up a home run in 3 of his first 5 outings. This home run so damaging on the opening road trip in particular. 1-2 pitch. They do appeal, no swing. Says Brian Walsh. He'll have home plate tomorrow for game 2. And Weissert home with a 2-2 now to Ramon Arias, who's been a problem this evening out of that 5 spot. A little flare. Moving on over. Ceddanne Rafaela. 1 down.
They support the Red Sox Foundation by donating your vehicle. Learn more about how to donate at redsoxfoundation.org/vehicle donation. You got a car you want to give up?
I got a car. I don't know if I want to give it up yet, but give me a little time. Give me another maybe 30,000 miles, and that'd be a great idea. And there for a strike. So JC's had an interesting night. He didn't even enter the game until the 5th inning, and he has an RBI hit, and he's made a really outstanding defensive play in a diving catch.
I always felt like the games I didn't start and somebody would go down with an injury or someone get sick or last minute you have to play the game, you would always have a good game because your brain shut off and you just go muscle memory. It's just boom, just go play. You don't have time to think about it.
1-1. Did not get the edge.
Starting to see Weissert mix in more changeups against righties, not just that sinker and sweeper.
Driven foul.
See some close calls with third base coaches, right? Because they have to stay in their box now, and they can't go back another 10 feet, and these line drives come at them quick over there.
Lunging, little flare to center field. Cedon in on it. 2 down. And trust me, the base coaches are not happy with the new rule.
No, for a lot of reasons. Obviously, them just trying to do their job, now they have to actually think about it and pay attention where they are. But I mean, you're that close, and a guy's hitting a ball 110 off the bat at you, and you just have that little helmet on. Good luck.
Fermin in this one, 1 for 2, and has an RBI. 2 down, bases empty for St. Louis. 3-2. They have the lead in the first of the 3-game series. He'll take a strike. Trevor Story with most exciting play of the game tonight, as he stole home a high twisting foul out of play. From a Red Sox perspective, this could be a whole lot worse. The Cardinals have left 10 men on base.
I was just thinking, man, they had a lot of chances to score runs, and Connolly got out of it a couple times.
Red Sox only 3 left. Not many chances for Boston at all. Weissert trying to make it a 1-2-3 7th inning.
There's that changeup again, right on right. I like that he's mixing that in, because normally you just see it mostly against lefties. He's trying to find a little different look for these right-handed batters.
Romero up in their bullpen, and the 2-2, and he will put him away, strike 3. So Weissert breezing through that inning. Red Sox need some hitting here. 3-2 St. Louis. Church is the new left fielder here for the St. Louis Cardinals. Made a couple of defensive changes tonight. Nathan Church to take up residence in left, and Cedon Rafaela will lead things off against JoJo Romero, the veteran left-hander, with St. Louis leading at 3-2. Red Sox starting to run out of time here.
Yeah, Romero, slider for the most part, likes his sinker. A change up here and there as well. Just right there. There you go, on cue.
Cedon 0 for 2. He's grounded out and popped up tonight. And the 1-1 dropped in for strike. Romero's made 4 career appearances against the Red Sox. He's 1-0 with a 1.93 ERA, but he does have a blown save. Rafaela will stroke that one into right field. That's down for a hit.
Get on 2.
Walker plays the carom into second. Cedon, he will stop there with a double. So that's how the 8th inning begins. The Red Sox have the tying run right away at second base.
Oh, that's huge. Get on second base with no outs. Find a way to manufacture a run here or more. See, this will be a tough at bat for Duran, left on left. You see that slider just kind of hang over the middle of the plate, and Cedon doing a good job of just taking what he gives him, driving it to right field, right down the line. He thought about going 3.
Has a 6-game hitting streak. First double of the year. Top of the order in Duran, 0 for 3. Red Sox lately have been doing a better job of making contact in situations like this, as opposed to the first week of baseball, and there's a ton of strikeouts.
You just got to find any way possible. Get Cedon to third base.
They'll take inside. He's grounded to second twice. He's also popped up to third tonight. Red Sox trailing by 1, but the tying run at second here in the 8th inning. And the 1-1 from Romero. High fly into center field. Scott is there to make the catch. Cedon's going to try and tag. Here's the throw into third. The tag down. He's safe. He got in there.
He sure did.
Woo. Close. And some daring do, but he gets in.
Oh, Jaron does a good job of putting a good swing on this. I did not know if Cedon had it in him to get there, because this is a good throw. It's on the money, and just the speed of Rafaela just beating it out, just getting a hand in there. That's huge, being able to get there with less than 2 outs.
Infield in. Durbin the batter, 0 for 3. 1 down, tying run 90 feet away. And strike 1.
Yeah, Cora showing a lot of trust in Duran to leave him in there against the lefty to get the job done, hoping he could pull something on the ground. And Monasterio and Izzy on the bench.
And the 0-1 wouldn't offer. 1 ball, 1 strike. Red Sox with lots of activity in the bullpen. But right now the Sox are trying to tie it up with Durbin at the plate and the 1-1.
Just have to find a way to get a ball in play here. You don't have to worry. You would like to get something in the air of the outfield, but just put something in play. With the speed of Rafaela, you can make something happen.
Infield drawn in all the way around, and a 1-2. Oh, it's going to hit him. He gets drilled. Got him up high. Let's see. Caleb's okay. Cora out to check.
See the 4-seam fastball up, right in the shoulder. Okay, I was just glad it got away from the wrist and the hands. Not that this feels good, but not a terrible place to get hit.
And he will take his base in front of Masataka Yoshida.
Well, this is a good guy to have to play. Mas has been swinging the bat well. He's been controlling his at-bats in the strike zone. Yes, it's left on left, but he can take these lefties and serve something in left center. I'd like him to do that.
Rafaela at third, Durbin at first. Massa got hit by a pitch in the first inning. Since then, a single and a ground out. And ball 1. Red Sox have been able to 5 hits. They can tie this up without getting a hit. Here's the 1-0. And off the plate.
Romero not commanding his fastball at all. I feel like even at Massa feel like he could go up there and just look for the slider. That's the pitch he normally throws the most anyways.
In for a called strike, 2-1. Contreras on deck. Cedon Rafaela began the inning with a double to right. He's now standing at third. And a 2-1. Let that one go, ball 3. Yoshida's been very, very selective in the early going. 3-1 in there.
Romero's sneaking that sinker past him. Massa was looking for spin.
First and third, one down. And in there for strike 3. Throws him with a slider and struck him out, so 2 away.
Wasn't even he's trying to go down and away with this slider. It backs up and stays up and in. See where it got. Yeah, right on the inner third. Got away with a backup slider. Just kind of spun on him.
So now the former Cardinal Wilson Contreras 0 for 3 in his return to St. Louis. Got a really nice ovation tonight when he came up to bat for the first time. He struck out and he flied to right and then he struck out again. Can he come through here and tie up the ball game or better? First pitch is going to be ball 1. He has been reaching base at a very high rate. Count moves to 2-0. Abreu on deck. William with a pair of hits tonight. And Romero 2-0. That's a strike. Red Sox with a mini 2-game winning streak. They trail here in the 8th tonight in St. Louis and the 2-1. Swinging a high fly ball into right center field, but playable for Walker. Scott coming over. He will make the catch. And the Red Sox had a great chance there, but they missed the opportunity. 3-2 St. Louis.
Don't miss the first Red Sox Yankees showdown of 2026, April 21st through the 23rd at Fenway. Grab your tickets now at redsox.com/tickets.
Yankees in early this year, relatively speaking.
Was it June last year?
It was June. Summer was almost gone. Moran coming out of the bullpen, the left-hander delivering a strike to Pages. And he becomes the Red Sox 4th reliever to be used tonight after Connolly early went just 4 1/3. 0-2 on Pages, who's gone 0 for 3. Red Sox had a golden opportunity there. Leadoff double by Rafaela, a hit batsman. It was Durbin getting drilled. But then Yoshida was called out looking, and Contreras flied out harmlessly to right field. That was the end of that.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Massa got a 3-1 fastball, middle in, took it, then got rung up on the backup sweeper. Games like this, you got to cash those in.
1-2, shot toward the alley. Duran on the run, won't get there. It splits the outfielders all the way to the fence. And the Cardinal catcher into second base with a double. In a 1-run game, he is into scoring position quickly.
Change up for Moran right here, but you see it's elevated. That's belt high. Last place you want a change up, pull it over the middle of the plate up like that. Pages smokes that one in the gap.
So the number 9 man, Scott, the batter. He drove in a run early in the second inning with a sac fly. Red Sox think he's going to drop down a bunt.
And they're right. You know he can fly, so even in a sac bunt situation, you got to get rid of it quick because he's getting down the line.
It's actually one of the better bunters in the National League. Pop this one up though, and a catch made by Durbin. A bad bunt there and help for the Red Sox. Yeah, thank you very much. On a pop up, runner has to hold and 1 away.
Yeah, that was a gift.
And top of the order, and Weatherholt.
Yeah, Fastball up right there. Just you see that barrel just drop below the ball. I mean, that's what they teach at the lower level. Keep the barrel up. It drops, you pop it up.
Well, the hold 0 for 2. He's walked twice, and he'll take a strike. Three runs on 8 hits and 10 left for the Cardinals. 2 runs, 5 hits, 5 left for Boston. Huge run out there, obviously, at second base, and the 0-1. Red Sox will have due up Abreu, Story, and Meyer in the 9th.
Well, they didn't get to May, and you're hoping they would get to this Cardinals bullpen. I mean, they had a 23rd in bullpen ERA, 5.33 coming into this.
1-2. Ivan Herrera on deck.
Their bullpen just had not been good. But neither had Dustin May. It's one of those days.
Riley O'Brien.
You know him?
Personally.
Yeah.
Part of the family.
That's what I figured.
1-2. Little number foul.
It's about as Irish as it gets.
As Irish as it gets is darn right.
Yeah.
Yes. As Irish as these caps tonight. The giveaway in St. Louis. Pages leading off second, and a 1-2 pitch. And foul tip to the mid to strike him out. 2 down.
A good four-seamer there, top of the zone. You can see Narvaez go up and ask for it to kind of give him a target. Hey, I want this up.
Time now for our strong play of the game presented by New England Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
Back in the 4th, little double steal, but high baseball IQ play. See Marcelo shut it down, not get tagged out. Give Trevor a chance. There were 2 strikes to score that run, go up 2-1 at that time.
Red Sox with a steal of home. It's be an intentional walk now for Herrera to put runners at first and second, so they put him on with the left-hand hitting Burleson coming up, and he's 0 for 4 tonight.
He struggled big time so far this year against left-handed pitching. Under 200 batting average against lefties. So you'll take this matchup for sure.
He is, however, a home run threat. He's hit 39 over the last 2 years. Good contact guy as well. Won last year's Silver Slugger for utility men. But a lefty. 2 on, 2 out.
He just sold out to heater there. Almost felt like an auto swing. That cutter was well below the zone. He chased it.
Pages at second, Herrera at first, and 2 down in the bottom of the 8th inning. They'll foul that one away, out of play. 0-2. Left-hander trying to get out of this, keep it a 1-run game. He'll deal the 0-2. Fouled off again. Cardinals at 7-5, a rather surprising start. Expectations not exactly sky high this year. Around with an 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, but you can see why they've won some games, right? With the young talent, they play good defense. They kind of just chip away at you, right? They've had a lot of chances today and didn't cash it in, but they get a lot of guys on base.
Sure have tonight. No throw to second. Red Sox again did not get a long start. Connolly early, only 4 1/3. One and 2. They lead at first and second. Even up on Burleson.
He's seen that cutter 4 times in this at bat. He swung at it early, but he's seen it so many times. He hadn't chased those last couple. Seen it out of the hand a little better now.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Change up.
It's nasty.
To fan him. Red Sox coming up 9th inning. They're down 1. Red Sox baseball on NESN brought to you by Subaru of New England. Love is what makes Subaru Subaru. And by Plymouth Rock. Auto and home insurance for Boston sports fans. What a moment that was. Red Sox defeating the Cardinals in Game 6 of the 2013 World Series at Fenway Park.
What a special group that was. I was lucky to just be a little 24-year-old on that squad. Lucky to be around those vets that have been doing it for so long, and good to see them get a ring.
Magical stuff. As Abreu leads off, Riley O'Brien out of the bullpen. He is a flamethrower. He can get it to 100.
Upper 90s with movement. It's a sinker. It's a 2-seamer with movement. Upper 90s. It's a good one.
Well, you're with another good night. He's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. 1 ball, 1 strike. Then Story and then Myers scheduled to bat. Roman Anthony with the evening off. Whitlock and Chapman hoping to be used. A little ground ball to the right side. Weatherholt will fire on, and 1 fast out. Time now for our game summary. It's presented by Sullivan Tire, official tire and auto service of the Red Sox. Red Sox scoring tonight on a steal of home. Not much offense though. Only 5 hits. And a very, very chilly night for the Red Sox bats again. Story has gone 0 for 3. And a ground ball at short. So JC on target. Just like that, 2 down in the ninth.
Foul pitch, the 4-seamer that Kelly threw away, and 2 runners move up, and then the base hit scores a couple of them. Ended up being the difference. So Marcelo come through here with 2.
Marcelo tonight 1 for 3 with a base hit. Two gone, and strike 1. Anthony has come on deck. He would hit for Narvaez. But Marcelo has to make sure the game gets to him, and that'll be a ball. 1-1.
Oh, the sinker like this, you have to see it up in the zone. You got to get it up, because if it starts middle bottom of the zone, it has that late movement. It's out.
1-1. Nasty sinker.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one he wants you to swing at. It comes out of the hand, and it looks like it's middle. Ends up dotted down and away, even a little below the zone. Moves a lot to be 98.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Red Sox go in order in the ninth. And that's the end of a 2-game winning streak. The Cardinals take game 1 here in St. Louis. 3-2 the final score on a Friday night.
Well, Connolly didn't have his best stuff, but he got himself out of some big situations early in this game. But you know, Kelly came in, did not have the same command that we had seen from him his last couple outings. Ends up giving up a couple runs, and that being the difference. But the offense just didn't do it against a bullpen, number one, that wasn't very good this season, and then Dustin May, who had been giving up a lot of runs, only got 4 hits.
You said there were a lot of hittable pitches there. Red Sox didn't do it. Only 5 hits. Stay tuned. WB Mason Extra Innings Live coming your way. Once again, your final score here in St. Louis. The Cardinals 3 and the Red Sox 2.